What are you looking at?
I was trying to figure out what the question of the week is.
Oh. Do we need a question of the week? Or should we just talk?
I think I got it.
Okay. All right. You ready to get this thing started?
Yes.
All right. Let's go. Hey, what's the word, everyone? Welcome to another episode of
First Off.
My name is Joseph Vivens, and I'm sitting here with my beautiful, gorgeous, spectacular, and always amazing wife, Sadhana Jackson Vivens.
You are awesome and spectacular and amazing and handsome.
I'm just giving it to you. I was
intelligent
giving it to you.
and witty, and we get to celebrate you. Specifically this week.
Yes.
Is your birthday.
Well, it is my birthday week. It is my birthday week up until the 9th.
And your
the 9th is the last day of my birthday week. Because Benjamin's birthday is on the 10th. Like, I get a very short window in the month of April. Most people celebrate their birthday all month long. Me, I get 1 week. 1 week. And I'm happy with that 1 week. I'm happy.
A good 7 days?
It's a good 7 days. It's a good 7 days. If our math is correct, it might be wrong. It's about 7 days.
8 days.
It's 7 days.
Only to find out this week that your mother said that you were supposed to be born 3 days later.
Right.
And you were born 3 days early.
Right.
So you would have just had 4 or 5 days.
Right.
4 days.
Right. But what was funny is that he was supposed to be born on the 5th as well. So I thought when she said that, I was like, really? I thought that was really funny, the fact that both of us
You came early. And he came late.
That's about right. That sounds about right.
You were ready for the world, and he was like, no, I like to be nestled up with my mama.
It's like, I don't want to go out there. I'm good. I hear that guy talking. I'm good.
But the lady, she's singing to me, and she sounds so melodic.
He's reading the scary stories every night.
From swimming in the water.
All he's doing is reading the scary stories about
stories?
Percy Jackson.
Oh,
Remember,
Percy Jackson.
I read the whole series to him.
And the Neil Gaiman book.
Yeah, American Gods. That was the one that gave you nightmares. I had to stop reading that. It's a good book.
Vivid. Real vivid.
Neil Gaiman's a great writer.
Yeah.
I think he got caught up in a scandal, though.
Oops.
Yeah. Oops. You know, that's what happens with a lot of brilliant people, it appears. Anyway.
Is it just kind of like you think, I don't mind, or mine can't be idle for too short, and so...
I think it's a power thing. I think once a person achieves certain levels and accomplishes certain things, there's this sense of superiority and a sense. I'm not saying that this is what happens to him. I'm saying in general.
This is in your opinion.
This is in my opinion. I mean, I'm speaking, so it has to be my opinion.
I'm speaking.
It has to be my opinion. But I think that in general, there's a sense of entitlement and superiority that comes with power. I've seen it in people close to me in my life where it's like, where they will hit certain milestones, and from there it's just like, okay, I could do whatever I want now. It's like, no. You can still practice a little bit of restraint, a little bit of humbleness, and just fall back on what keeps you grounded. You know, so.
You have just said a word right there.
What?
Just that knowledge and just yes. Which is equivalent to slow your butt down.
Slow your butt down. Slow your butt down.
You are not the end all be all.
At all.
Yikes.
And things and it's okay. It's okay to not have everything and to admire things from a distance and just kind of sit back and observe versus participate, or even not even observe. Just be like, you know what? That is not for me.
That is not for me.
That is not for me.
I don't have to do everything.
I don't have to do it. And it goes in the opposite direction of my moral compass. So.
Yeah. It makes, when you think about doing everything, when you speak about doing everything and being able to take in the various aspects of life as someone who is very well off, and this is not at all me or my family or my upbringing.
Yeah.
you see that in these hashtag Me Too people who've gotten canceled and
Yeah.
uncanceled, and what you just described. Of course, this is my opinion and my very far
You're saying
observation
it.
of
You're
these
saying it.
people
Yeah.
that likely they got into, oh, this is coming to me easy. This is coming to me easily.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can not have to work so hard and have that come to me easy.
Right.
And I will beg, borrow, and steal because I'm loved by all. I am at this level.
And I earned it.
And I earned it. And I deserve it.
I deserve it. I deserve to treat...
deserve it.
Yeah.
Gets you
Entitlement.
into this negativeness.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It puts you in a space where some people will be like, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve to abuse or harm me. And yeah, it's definitely a tread lightly moment.
And it's not specific to any...
Because people will give you things.
And it's not specific to any industry. You see with the hashtag Me Too, it started out in the entertainment business, but it went to the STEM field. It went to business. It went to legal.
Because there's like a certain level of celebrity. There's a certain level of celebrity that comes with power.
Within the profession.
Within whatever profession that a person is in, there's a certain level of celebrity that comes with it. And so when that level of celebrity comes, the entitlement, the feeling of entitlement also arrives at the same time, because you're looking around like, oh, okay, you're giving this to me for free, whether it's material things or whether it is physical or whatever privilege that you are opening up to a person. Then they're gonna look at the next person like, well, how come you're not giving it to me?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Along that same topic and that same vein, I want to ask you about being bored.
Oh, okay.
How easy, or not easy, is it for you to just be bored?
No, in this day and age, it's not easy at all. There's always something to entertain. There's truthfully, it's nothing but distractions. That's the reason why I meditate. It is to put myself in the mindset of, okay, I am not doing anything. And I'm not going to be, my mind is not going to be energized or churned up or, wound up over and over and over in a constant treadmill. And this is a moment where I can just let my mind relax.
Yeah.
And I can just observe what my thoughts are. And the interesting thing about it is that when I do that, that's when I get into my more meditative and philosophical mindset.
Yeah.
Think real. That's what you like to call it. So the reason why I'm saying think real right now is because Sadhana for years made fun of me because I am a Black Planet originator. I had Black Planet.
As did I.
I used to try to holler at girls on Black Planet.
Yikes.
Black Planet was the OG social media. Don't nobody tell me otherwise.
Before MySpace.
Don't nobody tell me. Don't even try to say
Bookface,
anything. If you say any other social network was out before Black Planet, I'm not going to believe you because as far as I'm concerned, that was the beginning. That was the beginning of the social media era.
Yeah.
And so the username era came about. I had my AIM username. I had my Trillion username. Yep.
Trillion.
You remember Trillion?
Trillion.
Aging myself. Doesn't matter.
MSN Messenger.
Doesn't matter. Point is that I had a username on Black Planet and it was think -- real.
Why --
I don't know. I think somebody must have had think real already. So I needed to put a -- I wasn't the original think real. I should have been think realer. I should have done think realer. That's what I should have done. Think real is
thought
real.
And was it REEL?
No. It was REAL. I was thinking real.
You weren't a true director, movie writer.
Real. No. I was thinking real, like the reality of the world. So anyway, Sadhana made fun of me for years. So anytime I would say something that was halfway philosophical or halfway had a message, she'd be like, think real. She would just snap, think real.
Why you say it in past tense? I currently
you do still do it.
Not as much.
Nah, not as much.
So your answer to my question about how difficult is it for you to be bored is difficult.
It's difficult, and I have to actually activate boredom. I have to choose to be bored. Where it's like boredom, when we were younger, was thrust upon us. We had no choice,
Yeah.
and then as a result, we had to be creative. But now, because life is so busy, there's always something to entertain, whether it's on your phone or on television. Like, you will find something to keep your mind busy. And
Yeah.
don't get me thinking real, because this is all a distraction at the end of the day. It's all a distraction, man. They trying to keep us blind and dumb to the real out there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, you got to say the think real,
Think real, think real,
There you
think
go.
real,
There you go.
think
You're
real.
keeping us blind and dumb out here. Got to be mindful. Stay woke, my friends. Stay woke.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
How about
gosh.
you? Do you find yourself, do you find it easy to be bored, or?
No, I do not find it easy to be bored. And it does have a lot to do with these electronics. It has a lot to do with being a working mother and having all the hats that I play.
Yeah.
And what had me to think about this question for you and for myself is I recently had a session with my executive coach. And I was telling her the things that I do to help bring me joy, as well as to help challenge me and increase my creativity, increase my intelligence at my wise age. And one of the things I mentioned was the fact that I picked back up piano. I played piano for a good 8 years as a youth. And then my kids, we wanted them to pick up instruments, and piano was one of them. And specifically, we picked piano for Evie, we picked trumpet for Benjamin, or they picked the aspects. And so as Evie started anew with taking piano, I also picked back up piano. And it has been difficult. It has been a challenge. I chose to relearn jazz piano. And then anybody who does any type of musical instruments, jazz piano is one of the hardest things to learn, because there is so much variation and tone and harmony and melody and all the keys and notes. And it's fun. So I was explaining to her, like, I take piano lessons, and sometimes I do this job and that job, and helping out in the film world, and of course running business at work and running business at home and being the ultimate cheerleader. And she's like, that's a lot. Like, it seems like, she said it in a nice way, but it was more kind of like, you say you're tired, but you're causing yourself to be so tired. Like, you have a choice to do the piano, to do this job, to do that. You're welcome to say no. She said, are you putting yourself out there and doing all this because you feel like you need to? Or this is a desire of yours? Like, she was trying to, unpeel the layers of the onion, of this complex onion.
Sit your ass down. That's what she was saying. You need to
So it just makes me think.
You making me feel like I ain't doing nothing out in these streets. That's what she's saying. Shout out to the executive coach. I'm sure you're probably listening.
Woo. So she knows that I'm working on this project for my own livelihood.
Of course.
So she just knows. She probably knows a good. Now, she's not my therapist. She's my executive coach. So she probably knows, I would say, a good 2/3 of what I have ongoing. My therapist, I would say, has a good 7/8 of what I have going on.
That math ain't mathing, but okay, let's continue on. 2/3 and 7/8?
What's 7/8? What's 7 divided by? I feel like the therapist knows more.
We don't need to.
7 divided by 8 is 0.875.
And what's
So 87.
2/3?
And 2/3 is 75.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
What you talking about? 0.67. 67.
So where's the
67.
What's that? Where's the other 0.1%?
Only I know.
Only you know.
Only I
Gotcha.
know.
Hold on. What do I know?
Oh, no, don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that.
I don't know nothing.
Don't you worry about that.
I know nothing, Jon Snow. I know nothing, Jon Snow. Oh, that's
So
tough.
she said, one of the other things that she asked me was, okay, well, if you didn't have all of these things, would you be able to sit still and like just be? And I said, no, probably not. And she kind of asked it in the context, like, if you were independently wealthy and it wasn't required for you to work or to create some project or to help champion or cheerlead, what would you be doing? And I said, I would probably be a part of or start a philanthropic organization.
You would find some way to
and I would be
visit.
helping to campaign for whatever the cause is. And I was like, I'm not that type of person who's, I love to be able to relax.
Content with just sitting down.
I feel like, what is the quote? Service is the rent we pay for living on this earth. So for me and my mindset, growing up, our family, our parents instilled in us that we need to give back. So for me to sit on my hand, so by not giving back is me sitting on my hands. And I then equate that with being bored. And I equate then being bored as not being active and giving back. So this is the connection that my mind and my body has made with boredom.
Yeah.
Yet when my kids say, I'm bored, what I do tell them, because I want them to be better than me.
Truthfully, it's only Evie. Ben never says he's bored. When Ben
Ben says he's bored.
He tells you that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say.
He doesn't come to me with that. He knows what's up. I'm going to look at him like, dude, you got every video game in life. Don't come to me talking. He don't come to me talking about he bored. I have never heard Benjamin say
Usually
that.
they say that when they're out and we're like talking and they're like,
yes. Yeah.
oh, I'm bored.
In
Like,
public,
let's go to the next thing.
Yeah.
Or they don't have a device, or
That's
they don't
true.
have their device.
I take it back. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah,
anyway.
'cause that's usually when I'm like, why don't you take in the sights and appreciate what you see? Like this is.
So what I have taught both of them when they say I'm bored, and I say, what do I say? And they say, to be bored is to be safe. Because if you think about it, if you're in a war-torn country, there is no boredom in those countries. They don't feel safe to be able to just sit still. Like you're saying, meditate. Just be with the sights and the sounds. Can you imagine being in a world where you can't sit down and do a podcast for 30 minutes, 45 minutes because you're in fear of this?
I know it's going to be another hour. We say we're going to do 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but it's going to be an hour.
So I say all that to say that it is hard for me to be bored. I have communicated this with my executive coach in some roundabout way. I'm sure that I have communicated it to my therapist. I'm now communicating to you, and you already knew it.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. You want to know, okay, well, two
It was
things.
nice to have her pull it out of me and for us to be able to discuss it.
Two things I want to say about that. One, essentially what you're saying is boredom is a luxury, especially in this day and age.
It is.
It's 100% a luxury. And I think that it's a luxury that we are depriving ourselves of.
Agreed.
And so there's this meditation technique that every once in a while I like push on you, like I'll suggest it. And I try not to, emphasize it or stress it too much for you, mostly because much like many things when dealing with a Sagittarius, the Sagittarius can only come to the conclusion on their own. You can't tell a Sagittarius anything.
Sagittarian.
Okay? Sure. The Sagittarian anything, because they're going to correct you at any given moment.
There we go.
So, with that said, there's that meditation technique, and I can't remember what it was. I probably heard it on read it. I read it. I think it was in Napoleon Hill's book. I can't remember. But basically, he had a part in the book where he says, lie down still, put a notebook by your hand, and just lie there and don't think about anything. And all of the random ideas that you have been keeping suppressed will come to the surface. And the only reason why I say this to you is because I know how creative you are and how creative you are baseline, because we both have that creative energy. Like whenever we need to come up with something or figure something out, we'll just bounce around ideas and it's like, boom, we're good. Let's go. You know what I mean? And we charge. And so it's like, I know like all of the things that you have bottled up in you, it just needs a moment where you're just like, I'm not doing anything, and here we go. And I've done that technique like once or twice, and there have been moments where I did it before I read that, and an idea will hit me and a solution will come to me, and I'm like, oh, that's what I need to do. And truthfully, it's you speaking to the God in you. And the luxury of boredom and the luxury of that is being able to tap into prayer for answers.
Yes.
And that's the reason why I keep saying like, you should do it, because I know who you are, and I know the spirit that you have and how connected you are, because I've had conversations with your mom about it. And so being able to push and nudge you in that direction, like, maybe you should try this. You should just try it one time and see what happens. I know that it'll work wonders for you and free up a lot of that tension that you might feel, or that feeling of like, oh, I'm doing a lot. It's like sometimes when you have an idea or an inspiration, it makes the work less laborious, if that makes sense.
And you're saying to lie still and have the notebook, because once you finish lying still, then you're writing down the things that you have just thought about?
As you're lying down, okay? You're lying down, you have the notebook in your hand, and you have it by your side, like let's say thigh level, okay? And you're just, as ideas come to you, you're just scribbling.
Oh, I see.
You're scribbling. Like, your eyes are still closed, you're still lying there, but you're just scribbling down what it is that's coming to your mind. Like, whatever it is, that moment of boredom where you're just quiet with you and your spirit and your thoughts. And another thing that it says is like, think about the problem that you're trying to face, or think about the solution you're trying to solve, and just lie there. And as you're thinking about it, you're thinking through it, the noise, you're just quieting out all the other noise. You know what I mean? It's like the what's it? Sleep deprivation? No, not sleep deprivation. The tanks.
Yeah.
The deprivation tanks. That's what it is.
Tank.
It's something like that. And you're just basically scribbling. You're just writing whatever it is that comes to mind.
And then you fall asleep, and then you go to turn in the bed, and you're like, what is this hard thing?
And you're like, Joseph?
Paper cut. Who put all these sheets in the bed?
But yeah, like, but no, I have mentioned it to you like a couple of times, like, you should try doing this, like with anything. I don't push it on you. I just kind of suggest it and let you discover it on your own. And then from there, when you discover, you know what I figured out? And I'm like, did you now? Oh, that's so fascinating. Oh,
You know, I feel like I welcome your recommendation now, probably third, fourth time that you've recommended. And it just makes me think about the person that I am. I could see myself opening and like, I can't read this. Why did I write so? Like, and then I start to criticize my way of writing things down. I can't understand what I wrote. What?
Sometimes it's okay to look at your scribbles, especially if you're just writing with like that's one of the things I tell people whenever they're like, oh, what do you do when you have writer's block? I just say write, get a pen and paper and just write, because like what happens is that when you're just writing freehand and you're taking yourself back to the essence of like being a 4 or 5-year-old who's just learning how to spell, who's just learning how to write. And the more you put down, the more you're freeing yourself of all the criticism, all the judgment, and all of the things that are blocking your mind. Because when it all comes down to it, it's just your self-criticism getting in the way.
Yeah.
So once you basically play like a child, as free as a child does, you'll find yourself coming up with ideas and random things that just kind of stokes that imagination, and it gets you going. It gets the juices flowing.
Yeah.
And so I always encourage people whenever they say like, oh, I'm not that good of a writer. It's like, nobody's really a good writer. The reason why is because everybody's criticizing. It's all subjective. You will have some people that'll be like, the majority of the people love this person's writing, but then there's always that one person that's like, yeah, I ain't care for it. You know what I mean? Like, there's people out there that don't like Get Out. People out there that don't like Sinners.
Yeah.
There's people out there that don't really care for The Godfather. They're just watching like, I don't get it. Some people watch Scarface and they're like, yeah, it's too violent for me. Everybody's a critic.
I do not like the movie Mulholland Drive. Some people love that movie.
People love it. I have yet to see it. But that's the point. It's like nobody and everybody is a good writer. It's all subjective. And so once you free yourself of that and you just get the writing, you'll find your voice and your true self come in. So I think that you being a creative person, and as creative you are in your general life and existence, I know that as a physician, if you take those moments and you do that, you'll find different ideas just coming to you, just ways of being able to help and cure people.
Yeah. I do take time to meditate and pray upon first waking up in the morning. And I've found that really helps to center me, to ground me, to not have me feel so anxious as I go into the busy day. So I can add in having some sheets of paper to potentially not give you paper cuts along with that. So thank you for that recommendation.
For sure.
I'll have to check back in with you to
So
let you know how
you gotta
it's
let me
going.
read what it says.
No,
And I'm like, oh, what is this?
I do find comfort though when you talk about writing things down. There is something different that happens in your brain as you physically write something down versus you using your thumbs to text it in your phone or even typing on the computer. Because for me, I have goals, plans. And I find that I'm more apt to reach them and to be more invested in them if I've sat down and thought through and written them out. So both of us adhere to this 12-week plan where we have our goals or our systems in place.
Great book, by the way.
Throughout the 12 weeks. And then each week we're working on various aspects of these goals and systems. But I found that for me in my work projects, I'm writing these out, I'm crossing them off, I'm checking it off, I'm modifying the time and the date. And it feels great to be able to do so. And I just feel a lot more in tune with those items as I write them down. I use a pencil. So I not only write them down, I use a pencil that I can. So it's nothing set in stone. And it allows me to give myself grace around these goals and around these aims. And not be so harsh with myself, even though I can be very self-critical. The one thing that I've recently told you about how in the Success Principles by Jack Canfield, so I appreciated that when he wrote or had goals of being a successful writer of the Chicken Soup for the Soul. He had a goal of his to be, I want to sell 1 million copies by a certain date on a certain time. And he did all the work in order to be able to sell many copies and to become New York bestseller. And he eventually got there. But he stated that his goal was to sell 1 million copies, I'll say by May 1st, 1992. I'll say that was that. And he said by May 1st, 1992, he hadn't sold 1 million copies yet. He had sold 887,000 copies. And while it wasn't 1 million, it was 887,000 more than he had done. So it's an example like that where I try not to be too critical of myself because I'm like, oh, I said I was supposed to put this paper out. I said I was supposed to have this amount of, engagement with the community in the regards to this trial or this paper or this research or these collaborations. I was like, but if I look back 12 weeks ago, I didn't have even the conversation yet with this collaborator. I hadn't even started on this project. I didn't even finish halfway through writing this paper. And now 12 weeks later, I'm going to submit it to the journal. The journal has already gotten back to me. So thank you, Jack Canfield, to put in there this now successful businessman and giving the ability for me to just say, it's okay. Because you're moving towards your goal and whatever it's supposed to be is supposed to be. And as long as you are giving towards and patting yourself on the back along the way, it is okay.
Yeah, I think that what I believe it's the dog chasing his tail. There's always another rung on the ladder. There's always another step. There's always another brass ring to try to reach. Giving yourself grace and saying, this is what I accomplished today. This is what I accomplished now. It frees yourself to live in the moment, because one of the things that can happen, what I feel like at the moment of your last breath, God forbid, it's like a car accident, heart attack, whatever. You'll have that moment where it's like, I didn't get to X. You know what I mean? But being in the moment and being like, especially with things like that 12-week plan book and adapting that into our lives and into our work ethos, is that you're looking at what you can accomplish on a day-to-day basis, and you're finding gratitude in that. To say, this is progress. It's not, I'm not hitting any goals. I'm I am accomplishing parts of the system
Yeah.
in order to get to the next rung on the ladder.
Yeah.
Because this always another rung. There's always that glass ceiling, and it's like the more you could chip away at it, the more you can chip away at it, and share it with the world, and share it with yourself and the people that you love, so that they can cheer you on and be like, all right, I see you, I recognize it. That's going to make it feel fulfilling, because it's always about what's happening in the moment, not what is possible in the future. It's what's possible in the future can only be worked in the present. And so the more that you do in the now, not the more like in terms of volume, but the more that you do in the now, and the more you recognize what you have done, and to look back and be like, oh my goodness, this is where I started and this is where I am. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm getting to where I want to be. I'm getting to that finish line. That is where the happiness lies.
Yeah. Think real. Think real.
Think real. Think real. Think real. Think real. Think real. Think real. I'm gonna name this episode.
sharing.
I'm gonna name this episode "The Return of Think Real." That's what I'm gonna do. It's the return of Think Real.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, it's awesome. I'm so happy for you, and I'm happy that you had that revelation, and also I'm grateful that you're sharing it. I'm grateful that you're sharing it.
Boredom is a whole thing. In the
luxury.
context of boredom, what are you watching these days?
Wait, we got to do parenting score.
Oh, okay, sure.
We got to do parenting score. What's your parenting score for this week?
This week,
Oh, not
this week has been spring break. And it's been now 2 years in a row that I've taken off this whole week of spring break to spring break it with the spring breaking kids. And last year we went to like a local,
Not local. We went out to Virginia, West Virginia.
it was like Shenandoah Valley.
Yeah.
I'm saying local in the context of we could drive there. We didn't have to
okay.
fly. We didn't have to
Gotcha.
take a train. We didn't have to take a boat.
It was like 2-hour ride.
Yeah, and we were out in nature and just had quality family time. And so now this week we had quality family time. It just happened to fall in the week of your birthday. And we stayed local again, a lot more closer local, and just spent quality time. So I say all that to say that I think I would rank me 8.5 out of 10 parenting score, just because I was in tune with what they needed for this week. And also we have been spending quality time of playing games and laughing and just, just snuggling. Evie being entrepreneur with some craft selling, Ben having a good time, not requiring him to study or read or play with friends, and just relax.
Yeah.
So I've been able to happily relax with them. I started a new show. I caught up on my comedy shows.
Yes.
So I'm all about my comedy shows. So that's not in the aspect of parenting yet. I would say 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
What about
self-care and relaxation?
Yeah.
That's part of it too.
That's true.
That's part of it too. You can't knock that.
If you have self-care, then allows you to then
to care
be
for others.
less stressed out when
Absolutely.
caring for others. You're absolutely right.
Put your mask on before putting other people's masks on. That's it.
Think real. And what about you?
I'm going to give myself a 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to give myself a 10.
Okay.
The reason why is because spending this much time with the kids kind of puts me in the present mind to recognize who they are as people and how much we contributed to that.
They contribute to us.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I had a thought the other day.
Not a thought.
I know. Think real. I had a thought the other day that kind of put me in a place where I was just like, that is a very interesting thought. And this is not to disparage my dad in any way, shape, or form, but
Okay. Got it.
But I was thinking about this. This is one of those moments where boredom, where I was, meditating, and I like had a boredom thought. Boredom crept in, but I was thinking, I was like, I learned how to be a man from my son than I did from my father. And that thought kind of made me go like, is that true? Like, it was an intrusive thought that came in. But as it came in, I was like, is that true? And the reason why is because my dad knew me as a boy. He was raising a man, but I can't say that I truly felt like I truly felt like, oh, this is pure manhood until until I had a child. The reason why is because as a growing up, I always felt responsible for my siblings, felt responsible for my family members. You know, I took on all of that, but it was something about having kids that made me look at my life and what sacrifices in a different way. And that was a big thing that made me go like, oh, this is a different type of feeling. This is a different type of experience. This is what when you know, not believe, when you absolutely know that you would lay your life on the line for the people that you care about the most, then it's a different feeling.
Yeah.
And just the little lessons that I got from my son, whether it is on patience, whether it is responsibilities, me telling him how to be, me telling him what is right and wrong, in so many ways it's also educating me, because then I have to live up to the same ethos that I'm speaking about. You know what I mean? And it's like it's already inherent in me, you know. And truthfully, it could be things that my dad taught me, but I had to put addendums to it to adjust for the time that he's in, and also to adjust myself too.
And you have somebody watching you, watching your every move.
And so the reason why I said I give myself a 10 is because I was having a conversation with someone the other day about our kids, and they were like, "Oh, so how's spring break going?" And they were like, "How many kids do you have?" I said, "Oh, I have two. I have a son and a daughter." And then I talked about how Evie had set up her store, and the woman looked at me. She was like, "You're raising some really good kids," and I was just like, thinking to myself, like, what do you like? Well, I was like, thank you. You know, I was grateful for that. And it kind of made me feel like a little, blushing is the closest word I could say. I'm lost for words. I'm a little bit lost for words, but it just made me a little bit embarrassed. Like, oh, like why? All I could say was thank you. And she was like, yeah, she was like, you know, you're teaching her how to set up a store and how to do this. I was like, and I thought about it. I was like, yeah, because that morning, I think we talked about it last week, right? Like the text message, like that morning, she wanted to use a credit card reader, and I had to explain to her about the percentage that credit cards take, and it's just like all of those things are like shaping their identity, and it made me think like, oh, she's around two very creative people. A dad who's an entrepreneur, who's always hustling and bustling, and you know, today we went out to promote SOS, and they're participating and they're witnessing like the work that goes into it. It's like, no, you don't just make it and let it be.
No.
You don't just create your products and then you let it be. No, you have to go out into the world and say, this is what I do. This is what I have. Would you like to enjoy it with me? You know, I want to share.
And they're
it
going
with
to remember this for decades. I remember my dad, he created this film. He had us to help promote it. We went here, we went there. We clapped for him. We cheered for him.
Right. And we participated. We helped with this. He had us do.
So when they go to do a project in the future, or they go to run for office, or
whatever it is that they do.
It's not just I sign this paper and I keep it moving. No, I sign this paper, I shake hands, I get the job done, I follow up.
I step out of my comfort zone. I go and talk to people. I ask questions. I listen. And today, like being with them today, and you know, having them do the interviews with the people as we were asking for the SOS promotion. And I was just like, I was watching them and I was like, look at these two kids. Like, just, they were nervous, but they were like, we're going to step into it anyway. We're going to step in. We're being asked. We're answering the call because this is fun. I want to be part of this.
Yeah.
And it's like, and to me, it's like, I know whatever journey that they have in the future, there's one thing that there's one thing that I know that they will always have is a strong work ethic.
Yes.
They will
Yes.
have a strong work
Yes.
ethic. They'll know when to rest, when to
Yeah.
relax.
They make fun of me and they're like, Mom's sitting on the couch and she's taking a nap and shit. Yet they also know that I work
They know
hard.
you work hard.
They know that I show up. They
Right.
know that I'm in the
You
things.
see it. And when they say thank you, we feel it. I feel it. So that's why I give myself a 10 this week.
Oh,
It's
good.
sitting back and watching the fruits, watching the trees bear fruit. They're the trees, and I'm watching it bear fruit, and the reflection of ourselves, or let me take it back to me, the reflection of myself in them.
Yeah.
So that I give myself a 10 this week.
Oh, good. Good.
Yep. And thank you, by the way, for an awesome birthday week.
Oh,
We had a really good time.
I'm always happy to celebrate you. And
We're always happy to celebrate each other. Period.
yes, and it is hard for me to figure out what the best gift is for you. I figured out early that where your love is in terms of love language
Electronics.
is electronics. And how old were you when I purchased the Sidekick, the T-Mobile Sidekick for you? You were turning
I think I was turning 23.
23?
I think it was 23. Yeah, we had just started dating.
And you were so excited. And that was the new hottest technology. It
goodness.
wasn't a pager. It wasn't a cell phone. It was two
It was
in
everything.
one.
It was text messaging people.
You
on AIM.
You had
On the go.
you had the QWERTY keyboard,
QWERTY keyboard.
and you could
And it
feel
was
the
flipping
QWERTY
it, flipping it. Shout out to Ivy, because Ivy, Ivan was like, "Where's the gun? Where's the gun?" Because anytime I would whip it out, it'd be like, he used to call it the gun. He'd be like, "Let me see the gun. Let me see the gun." I used to take it off my hip clip and it clack, clack, clack.
Everybody had that hip clip. So I've known since you were 23 that electronics was the way to your heart.
That's
so
it.
I was
like,
able
if it's my
to.
birthday, electronics. That's it.
And so I'm not an electronics gal, so I don't necessarily always know what the new and the hip and the. I hear what you ask for, or I hear what you sometimes what you are
What I'm
coveting.
looking at.
There's been times where you're like, you know what? If you don't know what to give me, you could give me this.
Right,
and so
right,
I'll like make a little list of it, and like I'll come back to it when it comes time for his birthday or for Christmas or stuff like that. So I did get you a new electronic. And I enlisted the help of your siblings, specifically your brother, who's also into electronics. Like, okay, which one do I get?
I wonder where he got that
from. He got it from you, big brother. So grateful to have a good support system that's responsive for me to know what is the best one and where to get it from and why is that one better. And I love you. And I love to see you happy and smiling. Because if you're happy and smiling, then we're happy and smiling, and then it's just like
it's a trickle effect.
It's a cycle. It's a cycle of happiness and joy.
Yeah.
So, how can I fill your cup? So I'm happy to help fill your cup.
Likewise. There's something to say about gratitude. There's something to say about gratitude, and I am very, very grateful for you. I'm very grateful for these two beautiful children that you have gifted me with, that you and God have gifted me with. Because I mean, sometimes there are things that they will say that just cracks me up, and it's so our children, they know how to read a room, and they will say some crass jokes with us where I'm just like,
I'm not crass.
What have we unleashed into the world? Like, what have we done?
And grateful that they feel comfortable enough of being their true, authentic selves to 100% in front of us.
I would say 90. I would say 90.
What was the 7 8? 7 8?
Right.
6 7.
I would say about 90% because there are things that they'll say, and I'm just like.
And they both have emotional intelligence, and they are observing us like a hawk.
Yeah.
What was it one day that we were leaving a store? We saw what appeared to be a grandmother taking care of her two grandchildren. And she seemed like she was struggling a little bit of taking the youngest child out of the cart.
Yeah.
As well as the things that she had bought from the store and put the cart back. And so you observed.
No, what happened is that she had one child in the cart and she was holding the other child.
Oh, to get them in the car.
Yeah, she was like walking out the store because I don't think she wanted to hold the child's hand while walking. So she was holding the child and pushing the cart with the other hand. Yeah.
And a little bit struggle
It was
status.
struggles.
And so you saw her about to get into the car, and you were like, "Can I help you? Can I help put the cart away?"
Yeah.
And you went in front of, it was just Benjamin and I, And Benjamin said that he whispered over, he was like, "What a nice husband you have."
He said that.
Yeah, he was like, "He's so nice."
That's funny.
And so that isn't the first time that he said something like that to me.
Yeah.
Like, are you observing this? Like, and there was nowhere else to look. I mean, we're
Yeah.
all together, but that's just an example of how he sees you. He is taking note of how he should be as a human being in this world, as a father, as a citizen of the world.
That's interesting.
And he then communicates that to me, like, "Are you seeing this? Like, I'm looking up to this dude who is,
wow.
yes,
That warms my heart.
yes." And this is not the first or will be the last that he said to me, "Oh, look at how nice your husband is." And he doesn't say like, "Oh, look at my dad." No,
right.
Look at your husband. Look at your husband.
He's like, "Don't you ever leave this man." Don't you dare. You got a good one right
Not
there,
my
girl.
daddy's disease.
You got
Not
a good,
my dad. Not
you
my
got a good
daddy.
one right there, girl. You got a good one. Now, what's so beautiful about that is that the following Sunday, we actually saw that same lady at church.
Yes, we did. And you went up to her, you're like, "Do you remember me?" She was like, "No."
She was like, "No." I was like, "It was in front of the Fresh Market."
"Do you know how many other men have helped me in my car?" I'm like, "No." "Which one were you?"
I was genuinely
Tuesday or
happy
Wednesday?
to see her.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
I was genuinely happy to see her.
I nudged you. I was
I
like, "You
didn't
see who that
recognize
is?"
her. I was like, "No, who's that?"
And that's how
A woman
she
with 2
treated you.
kids.
That's how she saw you too.
But it was so funny because I introduced her. I said hello, and she was like, "Oh, nice." And then, I said hello to her after seeing her. I was like, "You remember?" And she was like, "No." And I said it. She was like, "Oh, yes. Oh my God, so good to see you." And she was still struggling with the 2 kids. And then we went downstairs because it was the let out church. We went downstairs, and then and she was like walking towards us, and my mom was there, and she like stopped in her tracks, and she was like, "Is this your mom?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "You have a good son. He's so great." And I was just like, "Oh, it's awkward." It's awkward. So I receive it, and it's awkward.
Yeah.
There's something to say about being and living in the spirit of love. I think that no matter what it is that you're doing, love is the foundation of all creation. If you love what you are doing, if you love your fellow human being, you will find ways to carve out space and time for them. And I think that we can all use that on a day-to-day basis. We can all use that in our lives baseline. That's right. Think real. Think real is in the building. And so, today, a guy was asking for food. I showed him that I had some food.
I think Benjamin again said, "Look at your husband today."
Oh, he said that too?
He said, "Look at that." He said, "Dad is so nice," or something like that. He vocalizes it.
He just said like
He vocalizes it.
funny.
He vocalizes it.
But it's about coming from a genuine place and really, really trying to help people. What is it? I wore this shirt when we went out last night for my birthday.
Your birthday celebration.
My birthday celebration. I created a shirt, and it says, "I live in the gig economy, in a GIG, gig economy," and GIG stands for God is good.
All the time.
All the time. Like that's the
good.
economy that I live in. That's the currency that I live in. It is a currency of love, and it's the belief that God is good. So that's the gig economy that I live in. And so putting yourself out there and being unabashedly in love with life, living, and trying within your means, where you're not sacrificing yourself all the time to support others or to help other people, I think it's important. It's important. And so I'm happy that our son sees that too. I hope that not only is he taking that, but he's also taking in how to create boundaries. There are times where I find myself where I'm like, no, I need to create a boundary right now. And that's okay. That's okay, because you need to put your mask on before you can put it on other people.
That's right.
And so especially in this society that we live in. But those moments where you know that you can help, and you don't decide to do it, you're doing more harm to yourself than anything else. Because who knows what this lady, I mean, I don't believe I believe that everything happens for a reason.
Multiple reasons.
Multiple reasons. We helped her at the market, and we saw her at church later. She'll most likely tell other people that same story. You know what I mean? And
Or she'll feel warmed and comforted that this stranger helped her.
She is
didn't
loved.
want anything in return.
She is loved.
Happened to see her a few days later at church, and then again felt that same amount of warmth.
Yep.
And then was able to give the compliment to your mother.
Yeah.
Your mother, we don't know. We have not processed how your mother took in that compliment. And maybe
she said, should I just say I know? Like, that's what she said. I'm laughing.
See?
She said,
and so,
thank you.
But I'm saying your mother probably took this like, oh, my son is doing all the things that I have taught and poured into him so that he can pour into others. So a good kudos to you and a kudos to her patting her own self on the back.
Yeah.
So who knows how much your mother needed to hear that too.
Yeah.
And she needed to hear it, but you needed to do your thing and to help this lady on this one day, and then a few days later.
So random that we saw her later, but I mean, everything happens for a reason. I don't know. Yes, it's not random.
Serendipity is what it is.
Yes, everything happens for a reason. We don't know what the big scheme is or what the grand piece of the tapestry is, but regardless of living in gratitude and love, that's where it is. That's where it is.
I love it.
Yep.
In the context of living in gratitude and love, what are you watching these days? What is your screen time?
Screen time. So I've been watching Monarch. I'm enjoying that. That's a week-to-week show.
Okay.
So when that comes out, I'll watch it.
And you're okay to wait week to week?
Yeah, I'm okay to wait. No, for that show
show
specifically, yeah, I'm okay. The most recent episode, I liked the way it ended. That was really cool.
This is a sci-fi show.
Monarch is basically the world of Godzilla and King Kong. You know those two movies?
You've always loved Godzilla and King Kong.
That's because of my cousin Butch. Like, he used to always watch it, and I watched it with him, and so I was fascinated with these larger-than-life titans and how these humans try to survive in that world. So,
and it takes place in U.S., Japan, both?
The world. It's the whole world.
Oh, the whole entire world. That King Kong and Godzilla are taking.
It's not only King Kong and Godzilla, it's just titans in general.
Okay.
So I'm enjoying that show, but the show that I'm like, that I'm kind of like, not necessarily pins and needles, but I'm just like, I'm loving how this is opening up. It's Daredevil, Born Again, the second season. Like, the first season was entertaining. It was a little bit hard to get through. There were a lot of moments where I was just like, this has a lot of plot holes and issues that I just wasn't. But I found out later that there was reason for that. But this most recent season, I mean, talking about having your finger on the pulse and hitting the nail on the head without bashing people over the head with it. You know, like, sometimes you can be heavy-handed when it comes to trying to mix social commentary and entertainment.
Okay.
But Daredevil is doing something where they're creating art for the purpose that art is supposed to be created. Where it's like, we're gonna talk about something without explicitly talking about it. We're gonna put this character in the center of this story about fascism, about bigotry, about hatred, and about how government and systems fall into place, and how people in power will succumb to the will of a fascist regime for political purposes. And watching that, it just made me go like, oh, this is different for a Marvel show.
Hit the nail on the head.
Hit the nail on the head.
What's going on these
days. Like, and it's not in a way where
it's too much.
It's not in a way where it's too much, because it's still in this comic book world with superheroes. But it's inspiring at the same time, because you're just watching it. You're like, okay, how are they going to overcome this?
Yes.
And the beautiful thing about Daredevil is that it's very legal based. Like, this is the law.
The main character is a lawyer.
The main character is a lawyer. So he's like, this is the law. This is against the law. He's going outside of the law because Caesar has gone too far. You know what I mean? Like, when Caesar goes too far, that means you need to put stop gas. Somebody has to stop.
Necessary.
Somebody has to stop, and it's very, very.
How far into the?
It's only 3 episodes.
Oh, it's week to week as well?
It's week to week.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
3 episodes. But that's the show where I'm like, when the new episode comes out, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see it. Like, I'm excited to see that. I'm not to the point where I'm like, I'm going to wait for it to finish and then I'll binge it all. I'm not there yet, but it's very, very good. Very good. I'm very happy with that. How about yourself? I already know, but I'm going to ask for the sake of the audience.
Yes. I have been able to catch up in this week of spring break with a show called Jury Duty, because my interest is comedy. Life is serious enough. Jury Duty is a show on...
it's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon Prime. And it's kind of very much like The Truman Show, right? The Truman Show. The Truman Show, where it was Jim Carrey that was the center. He was the one that was the main character, and everyone around him was actors. Everything else was props. Everything was scripted. And him, the main character, he had no idea that everybody else was acting as his wife, acting as his best friend, acting as all the different, basically he was the puppet and they were the puppet masters. So
and to be clear, this is the second season of Jury Duty.
This is season 2 of Jury Duty.
The first season of Jury Duty was a guy going...
one main character, and he was called to get jury duty, and he thought that he was selected to be a part of a jury for a trial. And it was like an idiotic trial, and all these different hijinks were happening, and people falling asleep on the jury, and him being the foreman.
I think it's the foreman. He was the foreman.
It just was a lot of craziness, and he had no idea that he was a part of a TV show. And he turned out to be this, all throughout the show, the main character was this wholesome dude that everybody loved, and he was able to rally the troops, and just a lovable character at the end. I remember crying on the last episode because it just was so
genuine.
Endearing and just beautiful, and he was laughing, and he was like astonished that it was all like a production around him. So I enjoyed that first season. That was during the pandemic, and I was just laughing so much because of all the craziness. And so when I heard that they were having a second season of Jury Duty, but of course it'd be a different main character, even a different setup. So
and this one is called Company Retreat.
Yes, a Company Retreat. And it's all about this one dude who's the main character. He got hired as a temp employee through a temp agency. And they kind of treat it like the real world, where at times he's having a one-on-one conversation with...
Because they told him they were shooting a documentary.
Yeah, shooting a documentary.
The first season, they didn't have cameras, right? All the cameras were hidden?
Were hidden. Okay. So it wasn't like the main character was talking. This time around, it was like, we're shooting a documentary around this company retreat, and we want to be able to get individual footage as well as group footage. And so it works out well, but it's just funny because in one of the, again, a whole bunch of hijinks and lively characters and kind of no boring character. And again, they said these producers do an awesome job of selecting who this main character is because, again, it's another wholesome person who rallies the troops, who's super into the job. I mean, he's a temp, but he's taken on leadership in the short period of him being a part of this company and attending this retreat and making sure this retreat is lovable and great for all these new employees he just met a few days ago. But he's taking it as the onus of, okay, it's my responsibility to make this a great environment and to get people to engage with each other and smooth over things. And he's talking to the camera he's like, I have a connection with so-and-so, and I feel like, we can... Yeah. And I don't know and it doesn't come off like I'm doing all this in order for me to look good so that they hire me from temp to permanent. No, it's coming off like I'm here to do a good job and... Oh, and by the way, I'm becoming friends and developing connections with these people. So it's hilarious. And I found myself very sad when it was the other day. And I looked at it and I said, oh, I've made it to the most recent episode and...
and it's over.
And it's over. I have to wait until Friday. And that Friday, which was yesterday, the day before yesterday, I was like, oh, but I already have plans that day, so I'm not gonna even be able to watch it. Like, so it may be that I'm staying up late today so I can catch up on. But you haven't even.
I've never even seen the first season, so
I have been having such a great time with just watching it and just pouring into it and having it fill my cup of laughter and just wholesomeness, for real. The word that keeps coming to me is wholesomeness, because even one of the sound bites that the main character said, he was like, you couldn't script this. And so I saw that they used that line on the commercial for the show, but at the time that he said it, there was so much fun that was ongoing that he was like, this is like, I'm enjoying myself.
That's so awesome.
They had one part, you'll see it if you ever get caught up, where they have one of the characters gets, in quotations, hypnotized. And so they start doing some fantastical things, and he's giving commentary about what they said when they're being hypnotized. Yeah. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like dapping up the other co-worker, and you can see who he's gravitated to being close with. I mean, a real type of situation when you're at a place of work and you're like, oh, I feel like I'm more akin to this person.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what I'm watching, and that's what you can see the levity and the amount of excitement in my voice and just talking about this fictional show.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely want to catch up on that, because like the way you make it sound, it feels like the same way that I felt watching Ted Lasso. Now, Ted Lasso is a completely scripted show.
Yes.
But it's just like, it's so positive and uplifting that you're just like, this is very, very wholesome.
Yes.
And so I want to see it, because it's an actual real guy who's basically not necessarily being tricked, but he's being tricked. He's being tricked. So yes, I'll try to catch up with it.
Yeah.
I'll watch some of it with you tonight, and maybe when I find some spare time, I'll watch the first season. All right. I think that's it for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have any final words of wisdom for the people?
Just a reminder to put on your mask first before you go to put it on someone else.
And always, as always, think real, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my God.
Think real. Thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate it. We love you. We really appreciate the time that you guys are sharing with us and taking the time to listen to this.
We've been getting a lot more engagement around the podcast.
If you build it, they will come.
And us. Yeah. And we really need to be intentional about bringing on additional people? Yes. We've asked, and people have said that they'd be excited to come on.
Yeah, we just haven't dragged them.
We just need to put it on the 12-week plan. And write it down. Okay,
if anybody's listening to this and you want to join us and have a conversation about your parenting life, by all means, let us know. We'll be more than happy to host you. Thank you all again for listening. First off, my name is Joseph Vivens.
My name is Sadhana Jackson Vivens.
You can follow me at Joseph Vivens on Instagram, and you can follow Sadhana
at Sadhana_Jackson_Vivens.
And you can follow our podcast, First Off Podcast, on Instagram as well. Stay tuned, because we will make an announcement when we are going to have all of our videos up on YouTube.
Yes, that's coming soon.
Yeah, it's coming soon. We're going to have it all up on YouTube so that you can share it for all of our people that do not have Spotify or Apple or do not
all
want
those
to listen
streaming.
To those.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Visit us at Are You a Fan Yet? And check out the trailer for my short film on Instagram at SOS Movie Official. It's going to be playing at the Maryland Film Festival. Woo-hoo! On April 11th at 12:45 p.m. and at the Rochester International Film Festival at the end of the month.
And so, more to come.
More to come. All right, guys. Have a good one. Peace. You gonna do the theme song?
Hey, this is Evie. Thanks for listening to First Off, featuring my parents, Sadhana and Joseph. Music by Uncle Verse. You can hear more of his music at VERSGBOS on Instagram. That's Verse G Boss. You can find us on Instagram too, at First Off Podcast and at Are You a Fan Yet? Or visit vivensmedia.com. And this outro is done by me, EVEE. Evie, bye-bye!